Hello. My name is Carrie. Today, I would like to share with you my experience on subconscious extrasensory perception, or dreams. Two significant recurring dreams have given me insight into Earth changes, timeline shifts, and the choices before humanity at this time. We have not crossed that bridge of no return yet, and if we make it our choice, we never will have to cross that bridge. Previously I have talked about the three types of extrasensory perception, and also described my experience with clairsentience. I described it as conscious sensing. I felt it necessary to distinguish the difference between conscious and subconscious states. I think that most people are aware of these awake and sleeping states, so I don't need to explain the difference. We all have dreams. In my previous video, on my perspective of clairsentience, I mainly focused on the extrasensory part. There is, however, an untold story into the depth this changes your daily perceptions. It is sometimes impossible to see things from a normal perspective. Many will find, as they awaken to their own innate ESP, they can't see things the same anymore. What we are told is our reality, is an illusion, and you can see that now. We have been educated, and told to ignore our instincts and intuitions. As you head towards a more spiritual perspective, the material trappings and control mechanisms put in place, become obstacles to a higher state of awareness and existence. Many people can sense the earth changing, even if you can't identify it now, this year, with the most extreme weather ever recorded. This is not man-made, well actually some are geo-engineered, and used as geo-weapons. But we did not create global warming, and we have not caused climate change. Earth is changing because the cycle brings it. It also brings changes to the other planets and the sun. These are active times, and our subconscious mind is working overtime. You might not understand why, but your oversoul does. Does your consciousness go to sleep when you do? If you said yes, you are probably in for an uncomfortable shock, or you can turn it off, and don't listen. Dreams are an integral part of maintaining our sanity. It is a known fact, that without REM sleep we would quickly go insane. We need our connection to this realm, and we don't understand why. What are dreams? You ask this question to 10 people, and you'll get 10 different answers. Why? Because they all have different perspectives. Dreams are personal, and are linked with your awake life, and your subconscious oversoul, who is multidimensional, and not bound by form. Your dreams are the connection between your multidimensional oversoul, and you having this experience in this life, a fracture of the oversoul. Our consciousness, that we perceive as our awareness, or our soul, doesn't go to sleep with our bodies. Our soul leaves every night. It becomes temporarily reintegrated with your oversoul, and goes off doing all sorts of things. We mostly don't remember because it is a multidimensional experience, and when your soul comes back, and you wake, the conscious one-dimensional linear thinking takes over. We might remember glimpses, and say, that was a weird dream. Everybody is an expert in dreams. We all sleep, and we all dream. What the dreams mean is entirely personal perspective. The subconscious sensing I am about to speak about, is an extrasensory dream. I am not going to distinguish between types of dreams, and their interpretations. There's already enough information available on those subjects. Whether it's astral travel or projection, out-of-body experience, lucid dreaming, etc., the dream state is one when you're not awake. A large part of our life is spent asleep, in the dream world. Yet what are we taught about it? How do we understand it? I was taught they aren't real, it's only a dream. Many cultures once taught children how to understand their dreams. It is, after all, a big part of our physical existence. It is the two sides of our whole physical self, and yet we are taught half our life isn't real, it's just a dream. You have to love the irony of it. We are taught our dreams aren't real, and that what we experience when we are awake is. If you don't get the irony, it's because your journey hasn't led you to the understanding that the perceptions are back to front. In reality, our dreams are the only real thing. Our awake life is an illusion we don to experience this dimensionality and density. So, if you want to understand a very large part of yourself, then you have to go looking for self-help books, and other how to interpret your dream books. How is it that such an important part of who we are is not taught to us as children? Dreams are dismissed as not real, imaginary. There's something not right when we are told a large part of our existence isn't real, has no validity, it's just imaginary, or a fairy tale. So what is real, when I'm awake, or asleep? Dreams are real. Our ignorance of the importance of our dreams is real. Our inability to understand, because of lack of education in dreams, is real. The disconnection in ourselves, because of an inability to understand, means we are disconnected in our waking life as well. Our dreams are our connection to universal understanding, to our oversoul, and infinite expression, even all the way to source. It connects us to all other things, in a way our limited minds can't perceive the words to voice its description. It is intangible, yet can be felt and perceived. We are disconnected to the universal energy, because we dismiss our dreams as not real. We are disconnected from Earth's energy, because we deny our instincts and intuitions, as not real. We are doubly disconnected, from above and below. We have become a slim shadow, from the connectedness we once understood, and experienced. When it comes to the subconscious and dreams, only you can interpret what they mean. These messages and communications, lessons, or updates, whatever they are for the person experiencing them. They have to interpret what it means to them. Other people will see it differently, and this is your own tailor-made dream, not anybody else's. You have to understand it, how it relates to you. If my mum was around, she'd tell you it's just a dream, don't worry about it, it's not real. Bless her, but she didn't have a clue, so how could she teach me? I grew up being told dreams weren't real, yet wanting to understand because I knew they were. If you told a doctor that your dreams are real, he'd be doing a psych evaluation on you. Our ignorance, my ignorance of dreams is hereditary. A tradition I stopped with my own children. How many people would believe you if you told them your dreams were true, real? Truth is nobody believes dreams. If I told you I had a dream about becoming a millionaire, you would tell me it's just wishful thinking, it's not real. Next thing I buy a lottery ticket, and I win $2 million, and now I'm psychic, and people believe my dream. Was the dream real? Was it related to me winning money, or was it just luck? Nobody knows, and that's the mystical side of dreams, nobody seems to know much at all. My understanding of dreams began at a young age. What I would classify as extrasensory dreams, from my perspective, are ones that occur over and over again. It feels like it's so important for my conscious mind to remember, that you literally have the same dream, like Groundhog Day, over and over again. As I said, I paid attention to my dreams from a young age, but understanding was probably the wrong word to use. I didn't understand them, and adults told you they weren't real, so they couldn't help. One particular recurring dream, or more correctly a nightmare, very much imprinted in my young mind. I worried about it during the day, and it filled me with fear. This recurring dream has impacted my whole life. I knew it was trying to tell me something, but I didn't like what it was saying. If I was to describe what this recurring dream meant several years ago, I would have said, I fear it's a premonition of the future. As I gained greater understanding, suddenly one day something I heard triggered the dream recollection. I suddenly realized it wasn't a premonition of the future, but a memory, a warning from the past. This completely changed my perspective, from that of impending doom, to that of hope, of changing from the path that we have chosen before. If you have seen the movie, Knowing, With Nicolas Cage, you might remember a scene, when the boy looks out the window, and sees a burning world. That image sent chills through me. That image is the scene I had in my recurring dream, except there was a little more going on in my dream. In my recurring nightmare, every night I would wake up with horror, at the same horrible things. The worst thing was being told I had to leave my family behind. I usually woke at that part, absolutely afraid of my family dying. I wasn't going to recount the details here, but if I don't explain it, you won't understand why it has had such a big impact on my life. When you have an end of the world nightmare, it's hard to shake its recurring threat. You know it's trying to tell you something. You know it's real, but don't tell others, because they won't believe you, and they'll think you're just another doomsday nut. This recurring dream is, in a way, a premonition, if we fail to heed the warning in the memory from the past. My dream always starts when I am running. There are animals around me running too. It's dark, yet it's very light. There is shades of orange to white glows everywhere, moving like the aurora lights. There is a loud roar, and in it you can hear people screaming, from nearby to far away. All the animals are calling out, as they run frantically. I am terrified and I don't know why I am running. There's nowhere to run to. To the right side of me the lion speaks to me, he's with a giraffe and a bear. The lion tells me to hurry, that we must escape now. I panic, and yell to be heard over the loud roar, but I can't leave my family. What about my mom, and my brother and sister? I can't leave them, they will die. I try to insist, to get the lion and the giraffe and bear, to help me find my family, but the giraffe and bear agree with the lion. There is no time and we have to leave, and your family can't come, it's only you. The whole earth is in turmoil, and all life is burning and dying, and the worst is about to happen. It is complete devastation, and it can't be stopped. I ask the lion, why are you saving me and not my family? I can't leave without them. We must leave now, was all the lion says. This nightmare imprinted on me, and my perceptions ever since. Emotionally, this was a very traumatic experience. But it wasn't just about me and my family, or people, it was about all life and the planet. This is huge earth changes. I have always believed we were heading towards major earth changes, and indeed we are. The devastation I saw in my dream was a warning from the past, that if we interfere technologically with this natural cyclic change, then the devastation will be 1,000 times worse. Humans' choices determine whether the past will repeat itself, or we make decisions that avert major extinction level events, or at least minimize its impact. I'd like to wrap it up in a nice little, never going to happen package, but I can't. I understand now, that this recurring dream was a past memory, but it is also a warning for our actions now, and how they will affect the future. We are going through change, this is undeniably evident. If you believe human history, as fed to us at school, then it's impossible to think technology caused the fall of a once great advanced Earth, populated with many humans and other types of sentient life. If you understand that our true history is concealed from us, then you can quickly recognize humanity is again, on the verge of major change. In the past, human actions have disturbed the natural process, with powerful technologies that infringed upon the very balance of existence. Our interference, in trying to stop this natural process, magnified major Earth changes, into extinction-level events. Our interference using powerful forces, like what CERN create, like nuclear explosions tests around tectonic plates, like geoengineering and bioweapons, is leading us towards repeating history. Technology has now sought to impose its control on nature herself. We have been here before, and using such destructive technologies has nearly wiped out all life. We can't play with the planet, and all the life that exists on it. We can't allow a few to repeat the extinction of the past, simply because they have the money to do it, and no public oversight. my understanding. So this recurring dream imprinted on who I am, and what I believe. This repetitive nightmare was for my benefit, for me to understand greater truths. It left me with a great sense of loss, for my family, for all people, for all life. With the hindsight of 40 years, I can now understand that this recurring dream, this strong extrasensory subconscious sensing, came from my own past. I know it has happened in the past, and I know it could happen again. It's a strong warning, do not make the same mistakes over and over. Stop, change the immediate reaction to blow something up, to avert a natural event. It's illogical, to change the course of a powerful natural event, by adding power to it. In many ways, subconscious sensing is no different to conscious sensing. There is the distinct impression of it being like a memory, as with the aspect of the dream that I just recollected, but there can also be a very symbolic and puzzling aspect, that is more reminiscent of something occurring in the present. Why was I running with all the animals? Why the lion, the giraffe, and bear? It feels strange that no people were with me, and that the animals were there to save me. I don't fully understand all aspects, with my logical mind, but there is a part of me that senses and understands its multifaceted meaning. There were more animals that I remembered distinctly years ago, but I couldn't say exactly which ones now. The lion, giraffe, and bear are very distinct, and are like three brothers rolling together, and they came to save me. I'm just as puzzled in the dream, as to why they wanted to help just me, but the fact they spoke like you or I, didn't seem abnormal at all. Perhaps the animals represent my harmony with nature, and my ability to understand its existence from its own perspective. I am alive today because of the forewarnings from birds and animals, and other invisible hands of nature, that defy gravity and push me back to safety. You should have seen the looks on people's faces, when their jaw drops and their eyes pop out, because they saw it too. How, they would stutter, how did you do that? Truth is, I'm just as shocked as them, and I don't know either. Twice I have had a force push me back up to safety. I was falling backwards, beyond any balance to stand again, and I was bracing for a painful landing. Then suddenly, as I'm about to hit, something just pushes me, and flips me quickly back up standing. No matter what subconscious sensing is, it is always personal and interpretative, to the person experiencing it. It is purely choice, if another believes you or not. It seems that no matter what you are sensing, whether consciously or subconsciously, the key mystery is time. I speak of past, history, present and future, but these are constructs of our 3D linear mind. In the multidimensional aspect of things, time is concurrent, there is no past, present or future, it all exists simultaneously together. In a plane of existence, an infinite possibility of timelines are created from the activities of those choosing that experience. Just like with dreams, we haven't been taught to understand time either. In 2008, I experienced another period of recurring dreams. Only recently have I understood its greater significance. Around 5 years ago I started hearing about people experiencing different timelines, cafes they frequented for 20 years, have never served their regular order. Little things happened to people, and there were small whispers of changes. Déjà vu was also becoming synonymous with this phenomenon. Now there is a larger number of people experiencing different timelines, with subtle differences in history than what they remember. This phenomenon has become known as the Mandela Effect. I have noticed many of the noted differences, like Mandela dying in jail back in the 80s. Little things like C3PO was all gold, he never had a silver leg. In my timeline, Sex in the City was irregular on Austar, constantly advertising it, Sex in the City. Yeah, it's a little thing, and you could say that when the show went digital they just tweaked the title, and now everything refers to the tweaked title. But life is like a box of chocolates, again, constant advertising drums these sayings into your head. Forrest Gump said life is like a box of chocolates, sitting on a park bench, looking down at the box. Repetitive advertising does imprint on your memory. I could also agree with some geographical discrepancies. I studied Italy at school, and it always looked like a boot with a small heel. Now if you look at Italy, it looks like a chunky high heel, a knee-high stripper boot. Can it just be how our maps are presented? I really don't know, and it's impossible to say, one way or the other. There is a correlation between my recurring dreams in 2008, timeline shifts, Hurricane Katrina, and the Mandela Effect. 2008 was a very memorable year for me, and recurring dreams weren't my only experience. For the time span of several months, every time I traveled this certain stretch of road, coincidentally in between a cemetery and an abattoir, I experienced changes in my perception of time. It was bizarre, and felt really weird, like I was being pulled out of normal time and it was slowing my perspective of it. There were many things going on for me in 2008. We had just moved into a new house, and my husband had started a new job. We were settling into the new house, and my husband his new job, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, where my husband's company's head office was. It caused an instant rippling effect to all offices worldwide, and all scheduled work was paused. My husband was home bored because of this. Hurricane Katrina happened in 2008 in my memory, not 2005 as it is in this timeline. I couldn't be sure of the exact date in 2008, but it was late winter here, and we had been in the new house for several months. It was probably August, it could have been the same days, just a 3-year difference. This 3-year difference may have something to do with revelations of CERN creating portals to other dimensions and times. Only recently have I become aware of the connection between the Katrina effect, the Mandela effect, time, and my recurring dream, and the warning it contained. And not to forget, quantum computers with capacity to access other dimensions, CERN accessing portals and time, and a 3 years effect, as revealed by former CERN employee, and HAARP disrupting our Earth's magnetic field. The two most significant recurring dreams I've had are related. The very forces I just mentioned, are disrupting particles and the balance of our existence. Chemtrails is devastating enough, in poisoning us and the planet, but it also contains particles that have now encompassed the Earth. Nanoparticles, programmed like any computer, for a specific purpose. I believe that the nanoparticles encompass the Earth, allowing for HAARP to energize the particles, and create a bubble, or shield around the planet. With this all working, CERN and the D-Wave quantum computer activate, and Earth has just been moved to a pre-selected timeline. The whole planet, and everything on it, was shifted to another timeline. I believe this to be the root cause of the Mandela effect. I also believe that we, or should I say, the planet, has shifted timelines several times already. Every time the planet shifts a timeline, more people notice it has occurred. We are not talking about a singular event, which has caused a singular effect. This is a progressive and incremental shift in timelines, with a deliberate unknown agenda. I would like to go into more detail about the Mandela effect at another time. I can zone out if I listen to Microsoft Dave too long, and he's already been yakking for ages now. So I'll save it for another video. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, then don't forget to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, then share it around anyway, someone you know might get something out of it. Be kind to each other, and yourself. Talk to you soon. Cheers from Kerry.